Okay, we now open the floor for public comments on agenda items. Do we have any public comments this evening? This is really loud. Okay, there being no public comments, we will move on to present.
Oh, great. Perfect. Perfect. Thank you. Thank you. All right. Good afternoon. I am nominating Marley because of how dedicated and her empathy she puts into her work and with her students at West Oak Intermediate School. Marley has always been a great communicator and has shown so much respect for her colleagues as well as the students that she works with every day. As a first-year teacher, I am so fortunate to have worked with such a dedicated colleague who has shown time and time again how much of a great leader she is and has always been. Marley has shown her passion for helping students during recess and lunch and as well as in the classroom. When she came into my classroom to sub, my students were so excited to hear that Miss Clausen was subbing for them. And you could tell that they were excited for another day of learning. She has been an amazing advocate by stepping in and being a huge help in the district when needed, and has gone above and beyond with her love towards these students. She always has put her sparkle into her work and has really shined through. Congrats, Marley.
Thank you.
Would you like to say a few words?
Oh, no, this is awesome. I love working for y'all. So, yeah.
Well, we love having you.
Thank
So
you.
so much. And just, for the board's reference, we had some changes at West Oak Intermediate School. We had one of our staff members leave mid-year, a classroom with some special needs students, 5 of them. And Marley is the classroom assistant at West Oak Intermediate and has stepped in and transitioned and helped with those students, as well as immerse them into the classroom and work with classroom teachers, and just made the entire experience just a great and smooth transition. And I just can't thank you enough. I know you're studying to be a teacher, a special ed teacher, and we're really excited for you and proud of you, and just how much you've done for us. Not being a teacher yet, but just walking into that role because you just are a natural, true-born educator who leads with heart. So thank you so much. And you're a great mom too.
Oh,
Because
thanks.
Brooklyn is here too.
Yes.
So thank you, Brooklyn. You should be proud of your mom. Thank you. And our second Diamond Award of the evening, I'd like to call up Dr. Berger, who is going to recognize Courtney Stenosis, who also brought her daughter.
So tonight I am honored to award DLS art teacher Courtney Solosis with the Diamond Award for Kindness. At DLS, we are proud to engage our students in various field trips and community outreach projects. This year, we will be continuing with our annual visit to Brookdale Senior Living Facility. At Brookdale, our students host a few rounds of bingo, and participants win art projects created by our students. This year, not only will participants be winning our projects, but Brookdale currently has all of the projects showcasing right now in their front lobby for their residents to see. When this was introduced, I explained to Courtney that in the past, we've done just some very simple projects, perhaps just students drawing a picture. Instead, Courtney had groups of students complete these gorgeous collaborative projects that you see here. And aside from these projects absolutely sparkling, they also contain positive messages and a special note on the back to the Brookdale winners. For example, there is one project with snowflakes on it that says, those we love are the snowflakes of life. None are the same, each is beautiful, and all bring something special to our world. And on the back of the project, it says, dear resident, our class worked together to make this snowflake collage especially for you. Each one of us designed you a unique snowflake. May it always remind you that you are one of a kind and loved. We hope you have a wonderful day. Love, your DLS Diamond friends. It is Courtney's kind heart that thought of this great idea and made this project an extra special experience for our students. We look forward to spreading her kindness throughout our community and to the Brookdale residents. And Courtney, on behalf of DLS students, staff, and families, we thank you for your kindness and how much you always level up, lean in, and sparkle on. Come on out for your Diamond Award. You're welcome. Great. Awesome.
And Courtney's also a first year teacher here, that first year in Dunwoody.
Thank you so much.
Would you like to say anything?
I mean, just thank you so much. I feel like I shouldn't be getting this. I feel like it's for me and all the kids because like they work so hard and they were really, really excited to do art for somebody else and like share their sparkle. So it's their ideas, their work. And so thank you for all of them.
And that concludes our presentations for this evening. And Courtney and Marlene. Great, thank you.
Great. So congratulations to our Diamond Award winners. Thank you again. Now we are going to move on to our business agenda. We have 2 items for action this evening and 1 item for review. The first item up for action is the omnibus vote agenda. Items under the omnibus vote agenda are considered routine and or non-controversial and will be approved by 1 motion. If anyone, board member, staff, administrator, or citizen wishes to have a separate vote on any item or items, that item or items will be pulled from the omnibus vote agenda and voted on separately. Be it resolved that the Diamond Lake 76 Board of Education accepts and approves the omnibus vote agenda items A through D as listed. May I have a motion to approve, please?
Mr. Cabela? Yes. Mr. Becker? Ms. Angelola? Yes. Ms. Bayless? Yes. Ms. Hale?
Yes.
Ms. Sullivan? Yes.
Okay, that motion is approved. The next item up for action is personnel. Be it resolved, the Diamond Lake 76 Board of Education accepts and approves the personnel items as depicted on the agenda. We have 1 resignation. May I have a motion to approve, please?
Move. Second. Ms. Bayless? Yes. Ms. Sullivan? Yes. Ms. Angelola? Yes. Mr. Becker? Ms. Hale?
Yes.
Mr. Condell?
That motion is also approved. The last item on the business agenda tonight is reviewing the transportation contract extension. Eric, I don't know if you want to talk about that.
Yeah, so there's been some new legislation in Illinois regarding transportation contracts. So you're able to go up to 10 years with extensions as long as you don't exceed that amount. You can still negotiate with your current transportation provider. If we're going to issue a bid for new contracts, we can do up to a 10-year contract and just negotiate the entire thing out. A lot of times districts are doing that, tying it to CPI and other things like that. So what our desire was to approach Lakeside, get some quotes on existing contracts based on the current bidding environment. We think this is the most beneficial number to us based on what some other districts have received. It's been 15-20% increases on new contracts. So we did some back and forth negotiations. So we have a 2-year proposal and it's kind of a pseudo 3-year proposal. So what this would be is a 9% increase for the next school year, an 8% for the following year, and then it's kind of negotiable for a 3rd year if we desire to do that. So the current plan would be to recommend a 2-year increase, and then after that point, we'd go out to bid, and hopefully it's a better landscape at that point. CPI has dropped to 3.4 for the next school year, so we kind of have a little bit more, I think, flexibility with the new contract after that.
When you go out to bid the next time, are you going to still partner with 75 and 120?
That's the thought right now. It's really a partnership with 75 and us. 120 only really uses it for most of their activity,
Okay.
their sports busing. So we'd still kind of approach that landscape. I wouldn't say it gives us, I don't think it gives us a discount, but it gives us a better chance of soliciting additional bidders.
Okay.
So.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
So, in terms of the 2-year versus 3-year, needs to be
Correct. So they were on the same page with the 2-year extension. Essentially what would happen after year 2 say we're gonna get, I think the range was 5 to 9. So at that point, if, unless they're gonna give us a 5% extension, we would just be deciding to go out to bid at that point. So we think we can kind of get the numbers down a little bit more. Whether we think there's gonna be any additional bidders, that's kind of to be determined, but we're still exploring the option of bringing it in-house. The previous business manager at 120 was really gung ho about that, but it's really it's a large puzzle piece to solve, is where do you put buses, land, acquisition, stuff like that. So I still think contracting is gonna be our best decision, but they are both on the same page for a 2-year extension.
Great. Does anyone else have any questions? Okay, that concludes our business agenda. Moving on to board discussion.
Okay, so I just have a couple items I wanted to share with you guys, mostly related to calendar. I know we usually adopt our board calendar of meeting dates prior to July of the fiscal year. We had set up always the first and third, for the most part, Tuesdays. For some reason, and I can't recall, and I had asked Joy about it, we settled on May 22nd. I don't know if I had a conflict or if someone else did, but that no longer exists as I'm looking at it. So we have right now Wednesday, May 22nd. If everybody's available, we could do May 21st, but if you would like to keep it on Wednesday, that's fine too. I was just kind of looking for consistency. And honestly, it just came up with a conversation when Eric Hansen and I were comparing calendars and putting things on the website. So we could leave it at, right now it's for Wednesday, May 22nd. We could leave it as is. If people have a conflict, or just for consistency, we can move it back to May 21st. Totally up to you, David. Oh, on the 21st? Doesn't matter to me.
That's fine. Let's just leave it. Yeah.
Okay, so we're gonna leave it for May 22nd, which is a Wednesday. Okay, and I'm sure that Mr. Peterson and Mrs. Pecoraro scheduled the dance around that, you know what I mean, knowing that, so it worked out great. Okay, and then the second date that we're looking at is we always talk about doing kind of a board retreat, reviewing our goals of the year, and then just kind of planning ahead and getting your feedback for next school year. So we could do, if we look at June, our June board meeting dates are the 4th and the 18th. We could extend it like we did last year and meet a little bit earlier than 7, if we can do 5 or 6, depending on people's work schedules, or completely pick a different date if that June 18th doesn't work. But I know we start getting into like vacations and things like that when we get into July. We haven't picked a July, we haven't done our July schedule yet. We'll probably be doing that right after spring break. So thoughts on a board meeting retreat, if you still would like to have one.
I think we'd like to have one.
Either one is fine. Sometimes just a little extra time is good, as the year goes on, so we can give you a reflection of the year and how it went. So, school will be out just that week before, and the district leadership team sits down and kind of goes through the whole year and reflects on our goals and stuff and puts together a presentation. So, I mean, we could definitely put something together by the 4th. Just time is always beneficial.
I wouldn't be available for the 18th.
Anyone else not available the 18th? Okay.
We could do it on the 4th.
Okay.
No, and actually that's probably, because the principal's last day is June 14th, so that way we can all be together on the 4th too. So we'll plan on June 4th. Does that work for everybody? Okay. What's the earliest you all can do it?
Dave, would 6 be better than for you? Sure. Maybe 5:30 then?
5:30, we'll do like dinner and, okay.
Great. Yes. Anything else for board discussion?
No.
Okay, we had 3 FOIA requests. It looks like they were all responded to. Notices and communications. There are the CEDAL information. There's also the federal E-rate program. Do we need to read that out loud? Okay. Yeah, of course. Yeah. Thank you. No, it sounds like it's business as usual there. Well, thank you for attending. Okay, then we have a lot of decent music silent.
Well, a lot of these are from,
Yeah.
as Joy and I were just talking, we haven't met for 5 weeks, so there's just a lot from prior to winter break. So the month of December is plus our entire month of just updates and highlights and moment of the months and just things that we want to celebrate our basketball champions. So we have a lot of really great things that obviously are going on. And, you know, I announced it last board meeting that we were awarded the Full Service Community Schools Grant, of which Sammy, Mr. Rogers, and myself met today with the staff at the University Center. So we're going to get more information out because we want to get community and staff input. So we'll be doing kind of some open houses of just people coming in and sharing some ideas of things that they would like to see us using the money for, and how can we extend opportunities for our families and for our kids to extend it out into the community. So we'll be reaching out for you with some more information. So in the meantime, just to give you an update, they're going to be interviewing for a program director. And Sammy Calderon is going to be our rep on that interviewing committee. So that person is going to be working with our school district as well as North Chicago, who's the other district that received that grant. It's a 5-year grant. So we're just I think our heads were just like spinning today because we were just basically sharing all the things that we could do with it, and like, you know, the opportunities are endless. So we're going to be, once that person is hired, then we'll be working with that person and then hiring some site coordinators to work with our staff and get some programs up and running. So we'll continue to keep you updated with that. And then the other highlight that we're going to do for next week, so you won't see it until the next, but just with all of the weather that we've had, the cold, the ice, the rain, the storms, the snow, plus the power, and let's just add power outage to that too. And we also had our food service coordinator, from Arbor resign a few weeks ago. So Kim Vetter has been stepping in and doing not only our role from our district, but also helping with the Arbor transition pieces. So I just want to take a moment and like I said, we're going to do our own special recognition. And we'll do a highlight for them next week, but Chris Thibodeau, Nick Gallietto, Eric Hansen staff, Justin Everhart and Aziz Shakur, and then of course Kim Vetter, just, they have not missed a beat, the technology team and the maintenance team, came in and worked over the weekend to make sure once the power went out that like we didn't lose any technology and just everything, the building automation system was up and running. So we would have, heat except for at Diamond Lake on Monday where we didn't have electricity, but, kids are being fed, staff are getting the resources that they need, kids have the resources they need, for teaching and learning. And I just can't thank them enough. So we just wanted you all to know what an amazing, dedicated, selfless staff that we have that put the needs of our community first. So just want to give them a big shout out.
That's awesome.
And thank you all for coordinating your efforts and communication with staff and all of that. It's been a fun January.
Yeah.
I know. So we're excited about February coming up next week. Yes.
Awesome. Okay, moving on to public comments and petitions on non-agenda items. Do we have any public comment? There being no public comments, we will move on to others. Does anyone have anything for others? Okay, well, since we don't have any others, we will adjourn to executive session for the appointment, employment, compensation, discipline, performance, or dismissal of specific employees of the district or legal counsel for the district, including hearing testimony on a complaint lodged against an employee or against legal counsel for the district to determine its validity, and for collective negotiating matters between the public body and its employees or their representatives, or deliberations concerning salary schedules for one or more classes of employees. May I have a motion to adjourn to executive session? Yes. Okay, thank you. That's pretty fast.
Thank you, everybody.